In this video, we're going to go over the hacking scene from one of my favorite movies, which is The Social Network. I want to point out a couple of things before we begin. One is that I don't own any rights to this movie. And two is going to be the definition of the word hacking throughout this video. It is commonly used as a synonym for password cracking. However, another definition would be to customize or to modify something in order to better suit a person's needs. And in this case, we're going to be focusing more on that second definition because he's not really doing a lot of password cracking per se. Instead, what he's doing is that he's modifying the code from the websites, and he's also writing his own scripts in order to be able to download the pictures in bulk more easily. So when he says that part of let the hacking begin, he means coding rather than cracking. So having said that, let's begin.
I'm not going to do the farm animals, but I like the idea of comparing two people together. It gives the whole thing a very Turing feel, since people's ratings of the pictures will be more implicit than, say, choosing a number to represent each person's hotness like they do on hotornot.com. The first thing we're going to need is a lot of pictures. Unfortunately, Harvard doesn't keep a public centralized Facebook, so I'm going to have to get all the images from the individual houses that people are in. Let the hacking begin. First up is Kirkland. They keep everything open and allow indexes in their Apache configuration, so a little wget magic is all that's necessary to download the entire Kirkland Facebook. Kid stuff.
So wget is a Linux program that allows you to download content from web servers. What he means by Apache index is a directory listing, so it's basically those slash sections that you see at the end of a URL. The scene cuts before he types up the whole command, but he more than likely used these parameters. Wget is to execute the program, -a means everything, .jpg is the picture files. This is the URL where he would download them from, and these last three sections are the Apache indexes for, obviously, female photos of the Kirkland house.
Next is Elliot. They're also open, but with no indexes on Apache. I can run an empty search and it returns all the images in the database in a single page. And I can save the page and Mozilla will save all the images for me. Excellent. Moving right along. Elliot's images are also open, but they're not neatly sorted into Apache indexes like Kirkland's. However, the website does provide some searching capability, and there are two types of searches. One's matching, the other one's filtering. In this case, it's a filtering search. If no keywords are provided in the search, therefore an empty search, then nothing gets filtered and all the pictures get returned in the result. Then he can use a web browser like, say, Mozilla to save the page with all the pictures in it. One thing he doesn't mention, though, throughout the scene is that every time he does an empty search, he's going to return pictures of men and women alike. So after he's done downloading them, he would have to open the folder, manually select all the male pictures in it, and delete them. Lowell has some security. They require a username-password combo, and I'm going to go ahead and say they don't have access to the main FAS user database, so they have no way of detecting an intrusion. Alright, so this one's a little trickier. It turns out that the FAS database is the one holding all the student profile information at Harvard. I came across what appears to be the actual blog that he was writing as he was hacking the pictures out of these houses, link in the description, and in it, he says he doesn't think the credentials to log into Lowell will be the same ones used to log into FAS. The scene even shows a peek of him trying his own creds and failing to get in. Instead, he figures it would be a student's name and their student ID as username and password respectively for one of the residents at Lowell. The scene shows him using the username B. Olson, which obviously stands for his friend Billy Olson, and once he's logged in, he writes a Perl script that allows him to recursively download all the pictures from that page. This last part is only mentioned in the blog, but not in the scene. Adams has no security, but limits the number of results to 20 a page. All I need to do is break out the same script I used on Lowell, and we're set. Okay, so now he mentions the script he used for Lowell. So as he mentions, only 20 pictures get shown per page, so he uses the same recursive script to go through all the pages and download the pictures for each of them. Quincy has no online Facebook. What a sham. Nothing I can do about that. Dunster is intense. Not only is there no public directory, but there's no directory at all. You have to do searches, and if your search returns more than 20 matches, nothing gets returned. And once you do get results, they don't link directly to the images, they link to a PHP that redirects or something. Weird. This may be difficult, I'll come back later.
Hey, sharply son.
Alright, so this one's funny because the moment that he says that when the search result is greater than 20, nothing gets returned, right there you know this cannot be expected behavior. So maybe there's a bug in the code or the cache isn't big enough, not sure. Either way, this is obviously a bad design. And even if you do happen to get results, they're not even the images themselves, but PHP links. So it's funny because ironically, due to this poor design, this happened to be the most secure web page because he just gave up trying to hack it. Or according to the scene and the blog, he just gave up.
Right, beautiful fish.
Thanks. Levert is a little better. They still make you search, but you can do an empty search and get links to pages with every student's picture. It's slightly obnoxious that they only let you view one picture at a time, and there's no way I'm going to go to 500 pages to download pics one at a time, so it's definitely necessary to break out Emacs and modify that Perl script.
Levert is similar to Adams or Lowell, except this one shows only one picture per page. So he's just going to use Emacs to modify that same recursive Perl script from before. And as you may already know, Emacs is a Linux code editor like VI or Nano.
Done.
And he's done. So hopefully this provided a little better understanding as to what's going on in the scene. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe, and feel free to leave a suggestion in the comment section if there's another techie scene from a movie you would like to see explained. And see you next time.